Alright, we are back. Willowkeeper taking on Shrek is Love in the Diamond round, winners bracket semifinals. Not the round of 8. I am done with those games. But game 1 going their favor in just over half an hour. Really wasn't in that much of a question. They took a pretty substantial early lead and basically just failed to throw hard enough. But Ogre did do some stuff to suggest that they were climbing back into that game. They never really got particularly close to victory, I don't think, but they've showed more fight than they could have. I mean, that could definitely have been a 15-minute CC, and instead they stuck it out, made some solid plays, made the game a little more interesting, and we'll see if they can ride that into Game 2, maybe turn out with a victory, and force a third and final game. It's notable that against BMG, they didn't have a bad start. They actually had a great start, but they lost Game 1, came back and won Games 2 and 3, so that was just the last series, and there's no reason to think that they can't do that again if they did it once against BMG. But
oh, keeper ban. Do you have the stat on keeper's win rate? Because I don't think it's very high.
It's pretty high, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like checking now, so that's not why I wanted to open it at all. But it'll be easy to check. It seems horrible. They're not allowed to ban Keeper the Forest. Their name is Willowkeeper.
Willowkeeper is the Deadwood Ultimate though, and I don't see anyone banning that.
That's Willowmaker.
Oh, it's Willowmaker. Wow.
It's a pun on Widowmaker.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. Keeper of the Forest. 57.6% in 33 games.
Say that again.
57.6% in 33 games.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty well.
Swiftblade Krakens. I really hope they don't pick up like 4-1 strategy here in the Hellborn, because they have such good anti-carry stuff on Legion.
Yeah. Well, Magnus and Rhapsody suggest that they're not super into that. If they picked an empath, I would suggest that might be the case. Magnus also tends to lend away from that. But both sides starting out with really very powerful heroes, as they used bans on Keeper and Madman early on, so that opened it up for some more impressive first couple of picks. But getting Swiftblade and Kraken, I'm worried.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still like the Rhapsody, but it's definitely falling off. I think it's just over 50% win now, and it used to be the highest in the game. So we'll see how that does. Obviously didn't win last game, but Shrek is Love apparently still believing in that hero, and they'll also take out the War Beast. So
War Beast.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's going to be a
that's a good hero against Kraken, because
Yep.
he can just run out of the ultimate.
It's a good hero against Swifty too, with the dogs, and absorb some damage.
Yeah, for sure. So they can make the Laming Fist work. War Beast is a good one.
And they have CC with Magnus and Rhapsody, which is War Beast's biggest problem. Doesn't have any way to lock heroes down himself, so tends to rely on his team to do that.
I think we're gonna see Bubbles ban here, because Bubbles is very good in Hellborn team.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Tempest and Bubbles the last two bans from Legion side, as Booz is really taken to banning out those jungles. He's well aware that his team does not play Tempest, Ophelia, Keeper, Parasite, so he's much more interested in focusing his bans on those 4 heroes, really, as of late, which makes sense, as he can run weird junglers like Blacksmith. So
yeah, his pull strategy is so effective.
He will ban out the Tempest. Hellborn side taking out Dr. Repulsor and Kinesis, so once again, getting those heroes away from Boxy and Balthazar, forcing them to go to something else. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I've seen Boxy play Swiftblade before, but I would assume he can do that. I mean,
no, it's too hard. You have to practice it so much. Oh, he banned Puppet,
yeah,
not Bubbles.
It's a bit interesting. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bubbles last pick here, although, to be fair, last game Bubbles was kind of awful, so maybe Fusion's just like, well, if you want to run that hero again, then more power to you.
Hopefully they will revise their suicide strategy for the next game.
I really hope so. Especially because, I mean, Bubbles can do just fine against Swiftblade in a short lane, so like, I don't really see why you'd be super upset about that. I mean, he just shell surf away from the spin, he can take cover when the Swift Slashes come out. Seems like it's viable.
Seeing Glacier Swiftblade, I'm getting mana vibes, like man up tri-lane or something.
It's
TMM
possible.
style.
Yeah, I mean, it is very TMM lane, the Swiftblade Glacius. Let's get those two heroes. You freeze and spin. First blood, easy. Let's go hide in the shop.
Yeah, that's one of the ways to counter Warbeast that pulls the lane for lane control, is that you actually just put another hero 1v1 against him. Because he can't win a 1v1, especially not the long lane. And you just win the other lanes as well, so maybe they'll do that. So it's
Wouldn't be surprising. Kraken would definitely have quite an easy time against Warbeast. There's pretty much nothing that Warbeast can do to kill Kraken. Well, Kraken's not going to kill him, probably not going to kill him Warbeast unless Warbeast completely screws up, to be fair, or he hits 6 first. But Ilonia can be the pick, so we're going to see the probably carry Ilonia once again, and that likely suggests it's going to be a Suicide Swiftblade. Or at least it's going to be in Boxy's hands, whether it's Suicide or not. That's a question.
Well, they can also put the Ilonia against the Warbeast 1v1.
That's true. It's true. And so until he gets Shrunken Head, Warbeast's not going to be great against Ilonia. But it's looking like Kraken mid, and yeah, I mean, I guess we could see the aggressive dual lane or aggressive tri-lane. Willowkeeper used to do that occasionally. They used to run tri-lanes. They don't do it so much anymore, so I kind of doubt that's going to happen. They really seem to like this short lane, tri-lane-esque situation, whether it's Root just pulling the jungle, or it's Ilonia, taking the farm early on, and then they stack the crap out of the woods. Ilonia goes and farms the stacks, and then Root takes over the short lane farm. But I'm expecting to see a Root hero here, and that second strategy where they stack the woods and send Ilonia in, because that's what they did the last time they played Ilonia. So, and it worked.
Certainly a good hero to kill stacks with. So.
Yes. Frigid Field, Glacial Spike, nice abilities. But they pick up the Torture on the Hellborn side. Empath, actually, is going to be the choice.
Right.
So, it is going to be more of a tri-lane situation, it looks like. At least that's my expectation.
That's what I would have done against the Warbeast. So.
Yeah.
Torturer carry here.
Well, or second support. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be a Torturer carry.
Second support with the Suicide?
I mean, it could be short lane Warbeast. Aggro tri-lane Magmus. That'd be fine.
Oh, yeah.
And Defiler, so yeah, I assume that's going to be a support Torturer. So, interesting. Shrek Love has picked up Defiler before.
Is this really the time for a wild card strategy?
Well, I don't know. I mean, in all honesty, Willowkeeper is probably just a better team than Ogre. Then again, BMG's probably a better team than Ogre, and that didn't matter, so I don't know. They like the Defiler. Like I said, it's not the first time they've done this. I guess.
Do you see the synergy somehow?
Not, because my problem is basically, between Warbeast and Defiler, they have no CC. They've got a silence, and that's it.
Rhapsody CC is very weak as a CC as well.
Yeah, I mean, Torture Chain Reactions is difficult to hit, and like the biggest problem with Ilonia is that she's immobile. She has difficulty running away from people because they can lock her down and kill her so easily. But if there's no CC, then that might not be as big of a problem because she can just leave, especially if she gets a push book of some sort.
Yeah, one tablet, and it seems like she's gonna be fine. So.
It's a little iffy. Honestly, I think that puppet ban from Fusen might have been what screwed them over. The only synergy I do see is that their push is really strong, especially on towers. With the Defiler Ultimate, Torture, Impale, Rhapsody Dinosaur, and Warbeast Wolves, they will push towers very, very quickly. So, I guess that's what they're going for, all-in push strat.
Maybe, but
against this team, though, it's a problem. Anyway, Rhapsody is perhaps going to get caught out here. Charge goes through as well. Chain reactions don't hit Swiftblade because he's spinning, but the Empath wall, if that had hit, that would have been an easy kill, and instead it's not. Swiftblade going to chase down this Rap, and they will still have some damage on her. I think Rhapsody's still dead. Yeah, she's pretty quickly realizing there's basically nothing I can do to get out of this, and I'm just going to die. So Boxy picking up the first kill, and that's going to be early boots for him, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. We didn't resync. I'm at 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds on the in-game. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yep, so
Alright, good stuff. So, aggro tri-lane Legion, safe lane tri-lane Hellborn. And let's cover the other lanes really quickly so that we don't deal with that. Have to deal with them. Defiler Crack in middle. Interesting matchup. I have no idea how that's going to go. Bottom lane is Alonia taking on the Warbeast, and I would expect Alonia to win that just because Warbeast is not gonna have a super fun time trying to kill her, and she can harass him pretty effectively. But I don't know if you have any differing thoughts on either of those lanes.
Defiler should own Kraken mid, I think. There's not many melee heroes that can go up against Defiler. And top lane...
Oh, they were poking. So, that leaves us with the tri-lane.
Hard to say.
Which is where most of the action is going to be centered. So this is where I'll be keeping my camera most of the time. And... let's see. It's going to be difficult. If they can catch Magmus after the Lava Surge, he's dead. Either of the supports, if they get out of position, they're dead. On the other hand, the Hellborn side have much better lockdown, and they're going to start onto Swiftblade. They'll put a couple of stuns down. They're not going to have enough damage to kill him, though. And the wall actually doing very little, but... yeah,
they would have totally had the damage if they just
committed.
went in more confidently.
Yeah, very possible. Glacius could be in some trouble, though, as well. Magmus does not have a lot of surge. They will instead get the counter kill onto Glacius. Here's the counter, but Swiftblade has the spin. Also going to turn this on to Torture. Essence Link is there as well, and both supports for the Hellborn side are going to die. And Poxy's going to get both of those kills as well, so...
so, poor, like, play, to be honest. It's so bad.
Yeah. I mean, if they just got
positioning and overextension and just everything is so bad now.
If they committed the Swiftblade, they would have killed him, and then they wouldn't have dove so far, and then they would have been fine.
And now Magnus.
Yeah, he does have a Lava Surge, so he will be able to get away. They're gonna have to do something to make him use that, but nope, he's gonna leave. And Boxy has 550 GPM. Now that's not gonna last because he's 3-0-0, but it's a bit of a problem.
And bottom is getting manhandled.
Yeah, Battlefield 330 GPM. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, but in general, I tend to favor the team that runs the aggressive tri-lane. I feel like even if you lose or slightly lose the tri-lane, you still have a short lane option. The other team still is forced to run a suicide hero. So it's like if you run a short lane tri-lane, you have to win that tri-lane. If you don't win that tri-lane, you are screwed, because then you have a suicide and you've got a lost tri-lane. With the aggro tri-lane, you can slightly lose it and still be okay. So.
Well, yeah, I guess your supports can go bottom to pull and stack and get some experience. Because if you go aggressive tri-lane, they will probably not block the full camp.
Yeah.
So you have some options if you go long lane.
And the safe lane tri-lane will be able to pull and stack themselves. They've already done a little bit of that so far.
Yeah, good job.
But
they need that.
They're going to get lane control back, which is good.
In the mid, Defiler is winning, so...
Yeah. GPM up against...
He has a haste. He can actually go top for a gank now if they overextend here, the Legion team. Because Defiler has a haste.
And Hellborn's going to... Actually, they're going to maintain lane control for a little bit, but this wave is now doubled, and they're going to be able to push in.
If Swift goes for a creep kill, he can kill him so fast.
Yep, the Defiler coming up? No, not coming up. I mean, Swift's only level 3. I feel like they could go on this, but Defiler apparently not feeling it.
They also has a war cry just waiting for them to initiate. There you go.
And they're going to jump onto Swiftblade, counter with the chain reactions and the staccatos, but gets the spin off, and he's just going to leave now. They will counter this onto Panny, but they're also going to kill onto Fusen, so that's going to be about it. Magmus still looking for something. Chain reactions and a Lava Surge. One more auto attack from Magmus. Will finish him off. No! Nice power supply, and now Magmus is going to fall, I would imagine. Nobody really has any mana yet, and they will get the last auto attack. Empath coming through, looking for a wall onto Torture, has a health pot that's doing a fair bit, and here comes Rhapsody as well. They're going to realize pretty quickly that that's not the greatest plan. Swiftblade spin is back up, there's Essence Link, and they're going to look to kill this Rap. Yes, they do kill Root as well, and I don't think Torture's going to fall here. The Helmet damage actually might get a counter kill on the Swift Blade. He needs to be really careful about this. He's manning up, but Boxy, that was a bad plan. That's the second
he got a
time.
bit stressed, I think. Didn't really think it through.
It's the second time he's gotten a humiliation in 2 games.
This is why I was a bit surprised when I noticed that Boxy was getting more popular on the scene, because when I played he was the most aggressive player, but you could always get kills on him because he always overplayed.
Yeah, he does that sometimes. I mean, honestly, technically speaking, I think he's the best player on Tree, and I think he's probably one of the best players in the competitive scene right now. Definitely top 5, and maybe even higher than that. But I think with some more experience, knowing when to get super aggressive and when to get less aggressive, he's going to be even better, because that is his big problem right now, is he does tend to overextend, because he wants kills, and that's fair, but I mean, he's better. Like, it used to be, I've been watching Willowkeeper now for a really long time, ever since the HoN Tour Season 2 playoffs, and a little bit before that as well. And ever since, and since then, he has gotten better at being less ridiculous, but
yeah, I can see that. Because he used to be like super technical, but he always died. Even in 1 versus 2 versus 3, like, he would just die all the time.
And Empath gonna be able to take a whole bunch of damage. They're gonna counter this onto Torture and possibly somebody else. Looks like they're gonna put a health pad. And there's the Swift Slashes there. Will able to get any more counter kills onto this. Lava Surge into Glacius. Fuzen's gonna die. And beam back there from Magmus. We're absolutely gonna be in a lot of trouble. Staccato Stuns get put down on Swift Blade, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. Yeah, he's got the Ghost Marchers, and he's chasing down this Wrap. Last out of tech goes through. So both cores survive. And all the supports die. Now the difference
somehow
is
they still are in lead in experience, though.
I think the big problem is basically Boxy is getting all of these kills, and Magmus is not. So Magmus is at 225 gold per minute, and Boxy's at 450 GPM. So his supports are doing. Actually, Cluckmuck has more GPM than Mighty Marcus does. Like, that's bad. It's not bad that he's got high GPM. It's just real bad. Magmus is kind of failing in this trial.
I'd like to see someone rotate over to bottom to get a gank on Lunia. It's so easy with the Warbeast open. You just need some lockdown or some help.
And they have absolutely no vision either, which means they could rotate through the river and get a pretty easy kill. So I'll play anything.
Yeah, they should know that as well. Invis ruined though, so it's gonna be harder.
Legion gonna lose lane control in this top lane.
Pretty stale game at the moment.
Glacius has not returned, and it looks like she's headed middle, as they may want to set something up with this Defiler. There is no Defiler ultimate for a while, and they should be well aware of that because it was just used. Kraken, of course, has his release the Kraken, so with the solid Glacius gank, they could probably kill this Defiler. Nope, Glacius gonna go back top. Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see a little bit more support rotation.
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't go for the Defiler. At least try. It doesn't waste that much time.
Yeah, Kraken denies a tower, that's good. Yeah.
Well, Warbeast is getting actually a lot of farm. I'm surprised. 260 GPM. That's great. Versus Lunia.
Boy, it's like actually laning with a hero is, in most cases, much, much better than just sitting in your own woods for absolutely no reason for like 5 minutes.
Oh, he's good in the woods, if that's what you mean. He's good.
No, I'm just like, I still don't understand what the hell was going on last game.
Oh. Yeah, I mean with the suicide, yeah. I know.
I just up very
confused. You get
confused.
him on, like Cluckmuck on, and so they can explain what they were doing.
Yeah. Maybe I will. I have Cluckmuck on cast plenty. I'll have to bring it up and see what he says. Absolute Dance Floor doing nothing.
Still think they should rotate down someone in bottom lane to kill Luna.
Let's see if Swifty can get out of this. Looks like he'll be okay, but Blaze just is going to be in a lot of trouble. Absolutely destroyed. Riz Kraken onto a bunch of heroes here. Actually, they're going to get kills on both heroes. Eloni is here as well. Kraken trying to get away. There's a stun. But wow, Eloni is taking a lot of damage from that Defiler ultimate. Magnus going to be in a lot of trouble as he dies thanks to the using the Lob Surge offensively. Defiler going to drop the Wave of Death onto a couple of heroes. Empath getting inside of Swiftblade. They're going to jump on top of the Defiler. Did not get the silence before the spin.
That was a shame.
Yeah.
It would have killed him. That's a shame. Well, bottom lane is getting pushed by Warbeast at least.
Yeah.
That's a good job by him.
In the end,
I used to play a lot of Warbeast Suicide, and like whenever the other team started team fighting, I would just push so much that we get insane farms of Suicide.
And you'd kill towers. Like that.
Yeah, I get so good farms of Suicide just by having the other team fight.
Box going for the Helm of the Black Legion.
Okay.
He just bought a life tube.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about that.
I'm thinking about it, but I think it's okay. It's good against Warbeast. It's good against the 3 stun combination in the tri lane. This is survivors, you can get a spin out.
I feel like it would just get vestments and it would probably save as much damage as the Helm.
Not really. It's not that good, but you should get investments as well, for sure.
I mean, nearly all of their damage is magical. I'm putting in a couple of auto attacks, but the vast majority of the damage from this tri lane is magical. On both sides.
Well, the Fowler ultimate is also physical damage.
That's true.
Or attack damage, it says.
I don't know. I think I'd rather see the typical Abyssal Skull Energizer build.
I think when you're the hero the enemy is focusing, I think it's justified to get some tank items. I don't mind it.
That's fair. He does have a Soul Scream ring, so he could still go the Energizer route. And apparently he isn't going the hard carry. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Skull eventually as well.
Yeah.
That's Melania going to rotate back to the bottom lane. She's got 380 gold per minute. And she must have pretty fantastic CS. Yeah, 81 creep kills. Actually, that ties Defiler, so... Defiler only 353 GPM thanks to the fact that she's only 1-1-1 compared to Alonia's 2-1-2. And we just have no vision here thanks to some counter warding from the Hellborn team. They've also got a lane ward as well, so... Nobody really taking advantage of these wards quite yet, but... Oh well. Rest of the warding situation, Legion have a lane ward in the bottom lane, as well as one in the bottom river, that I don't think... Does that see the rune? I don't think so. Looks like it doesn't.
No. We'll see in 20 seconds.
Anyway, top lane, they jump on. The Magma's going to get countered on. There's the wall as well, and Mag could be in a lot of trouble right here. He's going to drop the team back, but not going to be enough as the AoE potential from Elonia helps finish that kill off.
That was very poor initiation, not sure. Killing Swiftblade with a helm like that, don't think so.
I think it does see the rune. Not sure.
What'd you say?
I think it does see the rune. I'm not sure. But I think it does.
Shit.
Anyway, Elonia picks up an invis, and they're all running right towards Kraken, who has an ultimate. This could be really bad if they set it up correctly, or they could turn it depending on whether or not they get the correct initiation. Torture is getting really deep here. And, oh, supports. Oh, this is really not a good plan for you to be doing this thing here. You know Elonia has an invis rune, and you're really doing this. This is not a good idea. Torture gonna get jumped, absolutely destroyed in the background. Rhapsody also gonna be in a lot of trouble. You're gonna have the Staccatos on Elonia, but that's not gonna be enough. Essence Link goes down, and last Glacial Spike will finish off Panny, so...
Massacre.
No vision, you know Elonia is invisible, and you're choosing to try to farm a hard camp.
There's no reason.
There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no
There's no reason to do that. No reason. Unless they were trying to pick off supports in their jungle, like in the Legion jungle, they were trying to pick the Legion supports, but not
Then
worth it.
get out. Like, once you don't find them, get out.
Yeah,
You
don't start farming hard camp.
Like, if you're gonna farm a camp, farm the easy camp. It's right next to you, and it's so much easier and quicker to kill.
And you can do it uphill.
There was about 4 different ways that was bad.
There seems to be a lot of those questionable plays, both this game and the last one from Ogre. Which
It's
is
too
a
bad
shame.
because they played so well in the round of 8, and they definitely, I mean, they're not a dumb team. They have plenty of experience. They've been around for a while. Nice spin from Swifty, and he's gonna turn this on to Magmus. Magmus is just dead. There's nothing he can. Oh god, he's gonna survive that. Surprisingly enough, he'll turn that on Pokemon instead. I'm very
You
surprised.
asked if he knew how to play Swiftblade. I guess that answers your question.
Yeah, it certainly
That's
does.
amazing.
And Mag has a Lava Surge back up, but Swifty's got spin in a couple of seconds. And actually, bottom lane they do kill Masera. Top lane Defiler is here, and Demstrats, aka Mighty Marcus, is playing real ballsy here. They're gonna silence out the Swiftblade and realize pretty quickly they don't want to do this. There's a spin though, so yeah, pretty solid actually escape here from Demstrats. Is he gonna live? Yes. No. No. Well played.
The demise of Boxy overextension.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to blame him for overextension on that. I would have done that, no question. Just been like, screw it, I'm getting this kill.
Destroyed a Legion tower.
If I saw that Magmus wanted to stun me for that long, I'd figure he was getting help coming, so... No.
Yeah,
No, we didn't.
I mean... Yeah. All I can see, though, is the low health Magnus. I understand you, Loxy. That's the only thing
I
in my
understand it
mind.
as well. I'm not saying I wouldn't have done the same though in the heat of the moment, so...
Anyway, in the middle lane, they will jump on Alonia. We'll see if she can get out of here. Looks like she'll be just fine. Of course, that push poke over the ledge, becoming a bit of an issue. She's going to turn this on to Magmus, actually. Wraps the ultimate, but Magmus walks out of it, and that's going to be a death on Mighty Marcus. As a result, Glacial Spike will slow Rhapsody down, and it will not hit the second one. So that's going to be it.
Yeah, I think this Magmus is not having his best game.
Yeah. He's getting a little bit better, up to 280 gold per minute now. He does have Portal Key, but I'd really like to see vestments on him and everybody else on this Hellborn team. I mean,
Yeah.
people need to buy vestments on like every hero. That's a little bit of hyperbole, but it's not an extreme amount.
It's basically an item that says increases your health total by 20%.
More or less.
So in that sense, I think it's...
For 500 gold. It stays viable through the late game too. Very few 500 gold items you can buy at the beginning of the game that maintain their viability throughout the game. But especially against this team. With Alonia, you got Kraken, you got Swiftblade Spin, Glacius Ultimate, Empath with the Link and the Wall. I mean, there's so much magic damage to be diminished. Anyway, speaking of Glacius, he's in.
So...
Why is he still alive? That's like a really long time. Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, I guess it's better that he dies than Kraken.
Definitely. And Kraken has his Portal Key as well as his Soul's Bulwark. Kraken's got vestments. As he listens to me. Boxy also with vestments, despite the fact that he's got magic immunity. Meanwhile, they're going to jump on top of Empath, and the Kraken, the ultimate, is actually going to get the kill. It did a fair bit to kill that Empath. Meanwhile, top lane, they managed to kill Panny, and now Boxy trying to run away. Meanwhile, middle lane, Magmus is trying to chase down this Kraken. Here comes Alonia, going to counter this onto Mighty Marcus, and clears that Swiftblade going to try to run away. Is there going to be enough damage? No, there's not. So, not a bad fight there in the end for Willowkeeper. They take out 3 heroes and lose just the Empath. Hasted Alonia, going to try to pick off this War Beast. And she's no longer hasted, but she still has a push book. Brave Locket. And an ultimate. And Warby's going to come right into her. Do you have the timing, Balthazar? Yes, you do. There's the stun. And the freezing fields continue to go down. The glacial, or the absolute zero is there. A couple more autos, and the glacial spike is it. Somehow Krake got an assist for that.
Oh, it was the investment. Oh, I mean the Soul's Bulwark.
Oh. That gives you an assist?
Well, I don't see any other way of getting an assist there, so it must be the...
I really hope not, because there are a bunch of things that don't give you assists that piss me off as a support player.
Can you think of anything else?
Yeah, there's one thing that you don't get assists for, and it's really freaking stupid. Because it does a ton. I can't remember what it is now. But shoot, I can't remember.
Is it the Lex Talionis?
No, it's not that.
I don't know.
It might be. It's not. I want to say empath, but it might. I don't think this is the thing I'm thinking of. But this is another thing that I feel like if you use as one on somebody and they get kills, you should get assists.
You don't?
Not if you're just inside them. I think if you use the wall and the essence link, you do. But I mean, the additional auto attack damage, the move speed burst, all sorts of stuff seems like it's valuable. That can do a lot of extra damage. Yeah, that's not really what I'm thinking of. Anyway, speaking of empaths, she's gonna get caught out here. At least the Kraken gonna get countered though, and empath gonna jump inside a Kraken. That might be it. As yeah, nobody really wanted to do anything else. Notable that Alonia did pick up the Staff of the Master, so not bad.
What's that extra damage from the travel back in?
Oh, stuff like hexes. That's another thing. Like Polywalk Hex.
Oh, that should definitely give.
I don't think that gives you assists. Anyway, looks like Magnus is going to be dead, and here comes the Swift Slashes, but Rhapsody ultimately going to eat a lot of that damage, and your Absolute Zero coming through. It is going to come back and do a whole bunch of stun, and finally going to get locked down, and he's pretty much dead. So that ulti from Alonia, that's a fair bit.
Look at how useless the Defiler hero is in those kind of situations. Yeah, your ultimate is going to do 10% of a hero's damage before you die, like, hey. I don't like Defiler.
I think he works in the, or she works in the right lineups, but
if you have a lineup with a couple of heals and some defensive stuff that you can, like, just keep each other alive, maybe. But
and should you go for the icon? I like this build too. I prefer the tanky Defiler build.
There's no other one.
Yeah, there really isn't. But I mean, that hero, her ultimate is on has such a short downtime, because the cooldown's relatively short and it lasts for a while. So once you hit level 16, it's just so difficult to go up against her if she can take a few hits, because it's just like, well, shit.
Yeah, that's exactly. But in this mid game, early game, you need a defensive team to have the same kind of effect, and they only have Rhapsody, and it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, bit of a problem. Looks like
and the Slidus is good.
Yeah. Warbeast also going for pretty much a straight Shrunken Head after his Bissell Skull. I like that decision. He has finished it up now, so he's going to be much more difficult to kill in these fights. He'll be able to just run out of that Kraken ultimate. Alonia is going to basically do no damage to him whatsoever. And Swiftblade is going to have his damage significantly reduced, as well as Glacius and Empath, of course.
Yeah. Well, actually, the Kraken ultimate is not going to do any difference.
Well, I mean, it's not going to slow... Yeah. No. It's a spirit. That's true. It won't do any damage. It doesn't do damage? That's what damage, right? Yeah. It does damage per
second. It won't do any damage.
Doesn't really matter all that much, but it's a way to make me look less stupid. Wrong. And that's what's important here.
Yeah. 15,000 experience is looking pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's like the same situation as last game when it comes to stat difference.
They're a little bit closer, I think, on Shrek is Love's side.
No, at this point, I think it was 14,000 gold and
16.
16,000
Yeah, something like 16k gold, I think. So, I mean, 5,000 gold is a fair bit. Like, that's not nothing. But willowkeeper definitely still with a substantial advantage. And they're going to turn that into a bot tier 2 tower push. Looks like Hellborn have absolutely no interest in defending this. Who's going to drop a ward off to the side? And instead, they're going to counter push this top lane.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
I mean, they don't really have... Anyway, cracking a jump on top of Magnus, but misses the charge. That's going to be a problem. Empath, while also not going to do too much. Chain reactions didn't connect, though, either. And Defiler going to pop the ultimates to Empath. Link is there. And Defiler going to lock down. Nope. And Rhapsody dies there as well. Panny also dead in the background. We'll be able to kill everybody on the Hellborn team. Shrunken Head Warbeast is running away. And they're going to try to lock him down while actually doing a lot. And now he's got no Shrunken Head left, so he's going to fall. So that was a really bad fight.
Completely outdrafted.
And kind of surprising. I was not expecting them to destroy that fight as hard as
Very surprising at all. I actually think the Helm and tank build on Swiftly was good, because they have enough damage on the other heroes anyway. If he's in the front line and they go for him, because like Swiftly is a carry, let's go for him, then he will survive and get back up anyway, so I think it's a good choice.
Yeah, ended up going pretty well, but is that it? You got anything else to say? Game, series?
Some like personal mistakes on Ogre, which was a shame. They didn't play their best.
Yeah.
But I think they can do it if they just have the momentum next time.
And you see the tri-lane heroes, 3-8, 3-7, 2-10. That's what happens when you lose a tri-lane. You typically don't win games
both
very
games, the feeding was a bit of a problem, I think.
Yeah.
They died a bit too much.
And just getting
Making
caught
it
out of
hard to
position
do
and stuff
comebacks.
like that. Well, that'll do it for this series, as willowkeeper actually moves on to the winners bracket finals, and Ogre gonna get bounced down to losers bracket round 2. That means that they will be staying in Diamond Division for next cycle, so good on them at least, even if they do manage to lose that next series. But that's also going to do it for this cast today, so